let's turn our attention to the defense. The caller pointed out the defense. A lot of the ones didn't play. The twos played a little, and then you got to the threes. What was your takeaway just with the Browns defense?
Well, that we talked about this earlier in the summer or the spring. I remember I was like, I love the frontline starters of the Browns on offense and defense, but what concerns me and what keeps me from thinking they could win the division is the depth. And so depth is what carries you in those months of late November and December. And when you look at the rest of the division, the Bengals now have depth, the Steelers have depth, the Ravens have depth on defense. Can the Browns sustain a key injury on defense and still be productive? That was exposed against the Bears. You want to see how your twos looks against their twos and their threes and your threes, right? And so the Browns in some spots look, I would say the defensive line, interior defense line looks like they could be competent. There are some pieces in the secondary that can compete, but you worry about the edge and you worry about the overall depth of the defense as a whole. So that's why they're out there trying to find, some more depth pieces at, edge, defensive end, defensive back. They're trying to find that, but I think that's going to be, what's could potentially keep them from quote unquote winning the division. I think they're deeper on offense as opposed to defense.